judicial notice of the public record documents that I filed that you said you read. And under 18 U.S.C. 4, you have a duty to report these apparent felony crimes.
Yeah, no kidding.
So what are we doing? Okay, so I'm here at the Federal Bankruptcy Court in Tacoma, and I filed a Chapter 13 bankruptcy on June 20th to stop Northwest Trustee Services from stealing my home. They're acting for a purported beneficiary, Bank of America N.A. Bank of America claims their successor by merger to Back Home Loan Servicing LP, formerly known as Countrywide Home Loan Servicing LP, and it was Back Home Loan Servicing LP, formerly known as Countrywide Home Loan Servicing LP, and ReconTrust Company N.A., who first started trying to steal my home back in July of 2009.
Now we're familiar with ReconTrust, of course. I did a video with ReconTrust, with Bradburn versus ReconTrust, where that sale was set aside because of the bad faith.
Yes, and because the Washington Attorney General sued ReconTrust in 2011 for conducting illegal foreclosures in Washington. And unfortunately that case was settled, and ReconTrust, when they didn't admit to any wrongdoing, and none of the stolen homes were, ReconTrust didn't have to return any of the stolen homes. But anyway, so
flash forward to today. You're
yeah.
in bankruptcy court now because they're trying to collect on purported debt. And you're saying you need to have proof of this purported debt and that there are illegalities involved. Now, you haven't yet filed an adversary complaint, but give us an up-to-date.
But I have, over the past several years, I have written and demanded lawful validation and proof of claim from both Back Home Loan Servicing LP, formerly known as Countrywide Home Loan Servicing LP, who then merged into Bank of America N.A., so they say, and then Bank of America N.A., supposedly with their successor trustee, Northwest Trustee Services, have been attempting to steal my home without providing me any documentation, no validation, no lawful validation, no proof of claim. And I have been researching the public records, and I found that Northwest Trustee Services is not a lawfully appointed successor trustee in this case. The appointment of successor trustee was signed by Jeff Stedman, who is the Vice President and Secretary of Northwest Trustee Services, according to the Washington Secretary of State records for Northwest Trustee Services, Inc. And he signed the appointment of successor trustee, appointing his own company, Northwest Trustee Services, as successor trustee, and he signed it for Bank of America as attorney in fact, which means he would be an agent for Bank of America, appointing his own company a successor trustee, and the Washington Supreme Court has ruled many times that a successor trustee must be impartial, fair to both parties, even-handed, and independent. So how could it possibly, he signs as an agent for a beneficiary, to then appoint his own company? Well, the power of attorney document that he relied on has an execution date by Bank of America, has an execution date of April 5th, 2010, and a notary certificate of acknowledgement date of April 21st, 2010, which is an impossibility. That's a false notarization. It's a false notary certificate of acknowledgement, and offering false documents for filing into the county record is, my understanding is a Class C felony. I put this evidence in front of the bankruptcy judge today. I was motioning for an extension of the stay because I only got 30 days this time, because I had to file it in November to stop Northwest Trustee from stealing my home again, which they backed off of that one, but then they filed another notice of trustee sale after the bankruptcy was dismissed, which I had put in a motion to dismiss it. And
so the judge today basically ruled that your best avenue of relief, you did tell him you were going to file an adversary complaint, you thought about that in bankruptcy, but you also told him, or rather he told you, to pursue it in state court to try to stop the sale, but you're running out of time.
Yes, and I'm running out of time, and he is aware sale is purported sale. It's actually a theft or an attempted theft. Is scheduled now for July 18th in Thurston County on Friday, July 18th, and apparently this judge, he has an oath of office as well, and he's been noticed and evidenced with documents out of the public record that Northwest Trustee Services is not a lawfully appointed successor trustee, but apparently he's doing nothing about it. And
in point of fact, Ha Dow, I've been doing some deposition videos with her, and on one of her cases recently, I'm aware that Northwest Trustee Services received a show cause order as to why they should or shouldn't be allowed to continue as trustee on a particular case. I believe it was Lucero. I'd have to check my records on that.
And that was against Northwest Trustee Services?
Correct. Right. So you might want to look at that case.
Yes.
And we're going to be following up with you shortly, Gene.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Now, even though I was an escrow attorney, no one's ever accused me of being the sharpest tool in the shed. But every now and then I can put shed some light on things that help people understand what's going on here. And what I see in Gene Mason's case is the same cast of characters from Bradburn versus ReconTrust, where I covered that case, where Judge Snowden set aside the sale. G. Hernandez makes a cameo here, along with his sidekick, Leticia Quintana. You know, as to Miss Quintana, her parents must be proud because she sure does have a lot of jobs. Busy lady, lady busy.